Hello, hello. How are y'all today? Hey, hey, hey. It's time with joy. We are live. How is everyone today? How are y'all? Come on in. Take a seat. You have your favorite drink? I have mine, but it's just water. But I got it from Waffle House, and I said I wasn't going to drink it, but because they didn't sponsor me, but I got water from Waffle House. I do. Yes. Come on in. We're going to talk about all the things today. You know me. I like to talk about all the things, leaving nothing out. Time is really ticking away here, and it is hot. I mean, it's already time for 4th of July, and I mean, it is HOT hot. And guess what? I have a hottie sitting right here next to me today.
So weak.
I mean, I'm not trying to be Stella or nothing or Cougar. I'm just auntie. I'm just auntie right now with my nephew. Like for real, for real. Look at this dude. Look at him. All right, y'all. Come on. Let's welcome Kahari Zion. Come on. Hey, boo. Hey.
What's up?
How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
It's
I'm
good.
so happy that he's here with me today. I am so happy. It's such an honor to have him here with me. Like he is the best upcoming. No, he's the best actor out here around. Yes.
I appreciate it.
Yes, yes, yes. And my topic is here and sparked because of him and his premiere.
Mm.
So I went to his premiere and it was called Deadly Obsession. Deadly Obsession. Let's talk about that for a minute.
Mm.
Deadly obsession.
Yeah.
What does obsession mean? I asked a couple of people that, like, what does obsession mean? And do you know what obsession means? Like, obsession, what does obsession mean to you?
Yeah. Obsession is like an addiction in some sort of way. Um, I think it's something that draws you towards something,
Mhm.
addictively. So yeah.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is. So it's basically the state, when I looked it up, it's the state of being obsessed
Mm.
with someone or something, an idea, a thought that continually preoccupies or intrudes someone's mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when someone is obsessed, they've lost control or feelings about the object of their obsession.
Right.
The adjective obsessed is often used to simply mean very interested, but when someone is truly obsessed, they become compulsive and they become to lose control over it. So tell me about the movie without telling me about the movie, because let me tell you,
Mm.
I was on the edge the whole time. Like I was sitting there like screaming and and talking to the characters and to you and
Yeah.
everything, and all you could hear was me and everything. I mean, you had my nerves all the way up. All the way up. I was like, yeah. So tell me and tell us about the movie without telling us about the movie.
It's hard to tell you about it without telling you about it. I mean, like I don't want to be too upfront, and spill all the tea, but it's a deadly obsession. I mean, it's literally in the title. There's a lot
Obsession.
that happens throughout the movie.
Obsession.
We see a lot of emotions,
Yeah.
get tore up. There's a lot of ups and downs, a lot of trials, a lot of tribulations. A lot of manipulation that goes on throughout the entire movie. It's definitely one that keeps you on your toes. You know, you're glued to the screen the entire time. Um, I don't want to go too deep. I feel like if I go too deep, I tell the whole thing. So I'm gonna leave it right there. You know, but it's definitely a big thriller for
Oh
sure.
my gosh. When I tell you, I'm just going to say, first of all, I got to say it. This dude
Yeah,
was totally obsessed,
yeah.
totally obsessed. And that's what got it's what the movie was about, an obsession. And when I tell you, I was like, oh my gosh, I was scared for you. I was scared for you. I was like, yo, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And to see you in that manner, and it was totally like, okay, so what kind of person would enjoy coming to see this show?
I think anyone that loves to have their nerves tore. Because I mean, that's what happens. Like when you're watching it, when you watch movies like this, it's a point where you want to take sides,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like you start switching sides throughout the entire thing. It's a lot of twists, a lot of different turns, you know, and you really can't pick.
Yeah.
You know, so anyone that loves that kind of thrill, you know,
Yeah.
it's a roller coaster of emotions the entire time. You know, so
Yeah.
anyone that loves that, I say go for it.
Okay. And what was challenging to you to kind of bring the script to life?
Oh man, my character was like, I don't know. I mean, my character Robert was definitely a guy that worked hard.
Mm-hmm.
He was someone that was trying to better himself, you
Mm-hmm.
know, not just for himself but for his wife as well. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and when he started to fix things, when he started to really, you know, see the hurt that he was putting on his wife and he tried to put it back together, you know, it flipped on him, you know. So I guess the hard part would be going from a state of resiliency
Mm-hmm.
to being let down. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, you know, going through that in life as a whole, you know, it puts you down. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's three times as bad when you know you're putting yourself back into that situation and feeling it all over again.
Yeah. I get that. I get that. So why did you want to be involved in this production?
Oh, the cast, the cast. When they reached out to me, I saw who else was in it. It was people that I knew, you know, people
Yeah.
that I wanted to work with.
It was a bomb cast.
Yeah,
It really was.
it definitely was. Darrell, he played Quincy.
Yeah.
He was an actor in one of my films, one that I directed, and we already had a chemistry working together.
Mm-hmm.
So when I saw that he was in the cast, I was like, yeah, I got to get that one. You know,
Yeah.
just because I know that we had the chemistry, and I know that we could put something together really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice. Nice. So, first of all, seeing you acting and having a whole wife, a whole family,
Yeah.
I was like, hold up. I am so not ready for him. Like, I'm not ready for him to grow up yet.
Yeah.
I'm not. So, how is this character like you, and how is it different?
Man.
Like, are you ready for a wife? Okay,
Nah,
so no. How is it?
that's not the point.
How is it like you, and how is it different?
um, I think my character had a really nonchalant attitude.
Mm-hmm.
At least in the beginning, he did. That's me for sure. I mean, you see me on the street, you know, I don't really have too much emotion. You
Mm-hmm.
know, when I'm excited, I don't really have too much emotion. And Robert was pretty much the same way throughout at least like the first half of the movie until you know things started to change on him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I don't get manipulated like that. I don't fall for those things, you know. Like
Not
I
for the
know,
banana in the tailpipe, right?
nah. Like that will not happen to me, you know. Especially when I feel like there were a lot of points in the movie where he fell for things that he shouldn't have.
Yeah.
You know, when you start putting two and two together, it's supposed to equal four,
Right.
right? But for some reason, for him, it was three, it was five. You know, he wasn't getting four, like his math wasn't right. So yeah, I can count. So, yeah, it doesn't work like that for me. Nah, complete opposite.
Because I was like, come
Yeah,
on, man, come
yeah,
on, come on, come on,
got to
come
do better.
on.
Gotta be more
So, is it
careful.
easier to play this character or to be yourself on stage?
um, I think it's easier to be yourself.
Okay.
When when you can be yourself and be a character all at the same time, you know
Yeah.
that's when you really got it.
Okay.
But like the main goal as an actor is to put yourself into the character and not put the
Yeah.
character into you. You know, because that's dangerous. You know, like
Mhm.
when you take an entire different mental state and put it into yours, it's like they
Mhm.
start clashing. You know, and eventually you lose yourself.
Mhm.
So the main thing that you want to do is to be yourself and then strive to hit that the area that the writer is looking for when they wrote that character, if
Mhm.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, have you ever had any obsessions or been obsessed with something, someone, or anyone obsessed with you?
All right, so
Uh
I don't
oh.
think I've ever been obsessed with anything, I mean, other than like seafood. That's just the point though.
Right,
But
right, right.
I did have someone obsessed with me before. This was
Okay.
like back in high school. There was this girl, she was going around telling people that we were dating, and I didn't know her for real. Like I just knew her. I knew her first name. I didn't know her last name. I didn't have her number or anything like that. And
Oh.
I found out because my cousin came up to me and she was like, "Why didn't you tell me you was dating this girl?" I was like, "Who? Who you talking about?" And then I was like, I don't even talk to her. I don't have her number or anything like that. And then my cousin told me that she had just gave her my number because she told her that she got mad because I did something and deleted it. It's like, what? I don't even know you. And so like the whole school was going around. It was like, oh, you dating this girl? And I was like, I don't even know her like that. You know, but yeah,
Yes, got that obsession.
yeah. As long as it's not deadly, you know.
Right, 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 right. So I'm very obsessed with coffee.
Mm,
Like every morning, I have to have coffee.
right.
And I have to watch my soap operas. Like I used to record them all the time. And I mean, my recorder used to be
Mm,
backed up with so many soap operas for me to watch. But now I don't even have cable. So I have Paramount Plus,
mm,
which has the CBS app on them.
yeah,
So I can go on there and watch it at any time.
yeah, yeah.
So I'm still just addicted. But on there, it has I watch Young and the Restless and Bold and the Beautiful.
Mm,
And so on Bold and the Beautiful, I love it because they have a section now. They're doing bringing awareness to a little boy and a family that has a son with OCD.
mm,
Do you know what OCD is?
yeah.
What is it?
Obsessive cleaning disorder.
Obsessive compulsive
That's
disorder.
what I said. You won't listen.
You said cleaning disorder.
I said compulsive. I definitely said compulsive.
Okay, yeah, okay, okay, okay. So, so I love it. But yeah, I love how they are bringing awareness to
Mm,
it because there was something going on with him and they didn't know what was going on with him at first and they were trying to see what was going on. He was worried about numbers
mm,
and um everything had to be straightened in a row. They couldn't call him at a certain time. They called him at something 13 and
mm,
he yelled like, no, it's not the right time. And they put him went to get an evaluation, and they told him that he had OCD, and they didn't understand what it was, so they decided to try and get help. So OCD is a long-lasting disorder in which a person experiences uncontrollable and reoccurring thoughts, engage in repetitive behaviors,
Mm.
or both. And people with OCD have consuming symptoms that can cause significant distress or interfere with daily life. But some common obsessions are fear of germs or contamination,
Mm-hmm.
fear of forgetting, losing, or misplacing something, aggressive thoughts towards others or oneself, unwanted, forbidden, or taboo thoughts involving sex, religion, or harm. I have seen people wash their hands
Mm.
over and over again, um, not wanting to go places because they think it's dirty,
Right.
or um, not wanting silverware and just plasticware because
Mm.
of thinking that it's dirty. Um, so even my kids in preschool, even my kids in preschool, I've seen them not want to go to the bathroom and hold it until they get home
Yeah.
because it's not their own bathroom.
Yeah.
Even an adult, they would not go to the bathroom at all in public bathrooms. They don't want to travel. They just, and it messes up your life. It really messes up your life. Have you seen anyone like that or known anyone like that?
Yeah. When I was teaching, I had kids that wouldn't go to the bathroom either. Just
Yeah.
because it's dirty, or it's too many people in there.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah. It's just really, it's a serious disorder, and it triggers symptoms or anxiety, and it makes other people nervous too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you think you or other people may have OCD, you should talk to a health professional, because if left untreated, OCD symptoms can become severe and interfere with daily life.
Hmm.
So, and my business, Love and Me Services, provides tutoring and resources for children and adults. Um, and we can provide resources for you to find those things that you might need. So, contact me if you need more information at MLOVEE_services@gmail.com. Okay. So, what inspired you to become an actor?
I don't even think like I had any initial inspiration. I remember like I want to say I was like 15 or 16. I woke up one day and just said that's what I wanted to do. You know, I was playing football at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I remember going to school that day and telling my friends that that's just something that I wanted to do. I wanted to act, and one of my friends, I don't know why he told me this. It messed me up, but he said you got to pick one because you can't play football and act all at the same time. And so I thought about it a lot. You know, that kind of just sat with me because it was like, why can't I do both?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's plenty of people out there that do both.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I believed it. I don't know why I believed it, but I did. And I remember going to sleep that night and I prayed and quote unquote, I said, God, if acting is for me and football isn't, take it away from me because I can't do it by myself.
Amen.
And I remember the next day, my mom had told me if I got hurt again, I wasn't playing anymore. I had just came off a what's it called, a hip flexor injury,
Mm-hmm.
and she told me I wasn't gonna play anymore if I got hurt again. End of the season, I broke my ankle in 3 places.
Wow.
First thing I said to my dad when I got on the sideline is, "Do you think Mom's gonna let me play next year?" and she did,
Okay.
and I paid for it.
Yeah.
Third game of the season, I got a really bad concussion,
Oh,
and played the next game with it, and
yeah.
got hit again. And doctors told me I wouldn't play anymore. I was probably like I was temporarily paralyzed. I didn't tell my mom that, but like I couldn't move for a good like 30 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was really bad. Like in the ambulance going to the hospital,
Hmm.
it was like times where I couldn't move. It was like it was
Wow.
tinglings in my shoulders and my legs, But I was fine. Like I felt it like coming and going,
Yeah.
but doctors told me that it wasn't like as serious as I thought it was, so I didn't pay it anymore. But concussion was really bad. Doctors told me I wouldn't play anymore, and from that point on, like acting was like ongoing for me, like
Yeah.
nonstop. So like for the past like 8 years, that's all I've been doing really.
Yeah. God is good.
Yeah,
God
yeah, for sure,
speaks to
for
you
sure.
in so many ways, and we have to be able to hear God's voice when He talks to us.
Yeah, and listen the first time because
Yeah.
I still pay for that concussion. I feel it all the time. It bothers me sometimes. My ankle still bothers me a lot. And
Yeah.
it's just times where sometimes I just feel like I could have asked a different way.
Yeah. Yeah.
I definitely could have asked a different way, but he did what I asked him to do,
Yeah.
and it was probably the best way for him to do that because I would probably still be playing today.
Yeah.
But it happened.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So, what is your favorite role and why?
Um, my favorite role. That's a good one. I like roles that are like super dramatic.
Mm.
Those that make people think. You know the roles that you'll go into watching this movie or this show with a certain mindset, and
Hmm.
then after you watch it, you start thinking about it differently.
Yeah.
So like for example, Will Smith's role in Pursuit of Happiness,
Mm-hmm.
or um 6 degrees of separation, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Legend of Bag of Ants, like Will Smith, I'm like, that's the only actor that I like
Hmm.
study like on a daily, just because he plays those kind of roles all the time,
Hmm.
and it's nothing that he really can't do.
Yeah.
Um, but the closest role that I've had to that was in a soldier's play.
Okay.
I'm not. Do you remember that? A soldier's play. You remember a soldier's movie, a soldier's
Yes.
story?
Yes.
Yeah. So I played Denzel's part, Sergeant
Nice.
Peterson, and he was one of those people that looked at racism a little bit differently.
Mm-hmm.
So originally he's from Alabama, but when the sergeant asks, he says he's from California,
Mm-hmm.
right? It makes you think about why he doesn't claim being from California, but the entire time he talks about black versus white. You're from Alabama in the South. You're raised on a farm. You're around all these black people, and for some reason you feel like you're better than everyone else. So
Mm-hmm.
you claim Hollywood, California, which
Yeah.
is white,
Huh.
right?
Yeah.
So what's the point of you talking so highly about being black, but you contradict yourself claiming you're from Hollywood, you
Right.
know? And then when your sergeant is pretty much almost the same person,
Huh.
but he values being a black person at a higher level, like closer to being white.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys are going back and forth a lot. But you're the same person, right? It's almost like Black Panther versus Killmonger.
Mm-hmm.
Like you want the same thing but differently, and it's all a. In the end, it really comes down to who gets the last blow.
Mm-hmm.
So roles like that, roles that make you think about life, a little bit differently. That's my favorite.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I really do. Wow. So describe, well, was this your last stage experience? No, it isn't because you're doing something else now,
Yeah.
right? Okay. So describe your last stage experience and what was your longest running stage role?
Like on stage, like
Hmm.
theater.
Hmm.
Um, my last was a soldier's play. That was last year, last January. I think that ran from January to March. My longest. would be the year before that. I was on tour from January until May playing Martin Luther King.
Nice.
Yeah,
How
that one
was
was pretty.
that?
It was dope. You know, it was like, I mean, the worst part of it was driving everywhere. Like, we didn't like have like a tour bus or anything. Like, we drove a utility van everywhere, and we went like all the way up north to New York, all the way down south to Florida, out west to Wisconsin. You know, all
Yeah.
like 13 different states, I think. And
Wow.
it was cool. Like, we performed at a lot of different schools for kids. You know, high school, middle school. Um, and that was with Virginia Repertory, and they pretty much wrote the play themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, just telling the life about Martin Luther King from the time he was a kid to when he died. You know, so I played him as a kid, him as a young adult, all the way up to his death.
Oh, that
You
was
know, yeah,
good.
it
I
was.
bet the kids really love that
Yeah,
too.
they did. Even the adults loved it. You know,
Yeah.
I heard one lady telling me that no, it was actually a few people throughout the tour that told me they heard Martin Luther King speak,
Mm-hmm.
and that I was the closest thing to him that they've seen in years. You know, I
Nice.
thought that was pretty dope. Like, I didn't
Yeah.
really think I was a good Martin Luther King. I felt like the entire time I felt like I was more Obama than I was Martin Luther King. You know, but like when you think about it, they kind of like had the like similar
Tones
yeah,
and
similar tones. You know,
yeah.
their voice is like really intricate in certain ways. You
Yeah.
know, so yeah, their intonations are really similar too. You know, so but it's pretty dope. You know, for people to say that. You know, even just to experience that is yeah, it was fun.
Nice. So I listened to um Tay Diggs, and
Hmm.
I'm on his Instagram,
Hmm.
right? And I love watching him play around,
Yeah,
right? And he plays with different accents and stuff. So, what experience do you have with developing different accents? Do you
I
like play
don't.
around and uh, just how do you do it? What is your experience with?
I don't do too many accents.
You know?
Nah, like when a role comes up
Hmm.
and I need it, then I'll work on it. But like, nah, not too many accents. Like the most I've done was like a southern accent and um Swahili,
Okay.
but nothing too crazy. Like nothing that's English, you know, British, UK. I can't do none of that. That's too much
Yeah.
for me. No.
It's funny because I read books
Hmm.
to kids, and so of course with the different characters and everything, you have to come up with different voices and
Hmm.
stuff, and the kids laugh and everything. So, but when being an actor and you have to do these different roles, I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah.
So tell us about your upcoming or any upcoming movies or shows that you have
Hmm.
and where we can find you.
Yeah. So Deadly Obsession is coming out this fall on a few different streaming platforms. I think the only one I know right now is Tubi and I think Prime, but we also have some other networks that are looking at us too. I have another feature called DC Homecoming that's coming out on Tubi in the next month or two, I think. I'm also directing a new project called Serene, and we start shooting that one next week. No, so
Serene.
yeah, Serene. So that one should be out by the end of the year, I think.
Can you tell us without telling us what that's
Yeah,
about?
so Serene is a teen drama. It's a series about two siblings, Mateo and Rio, boy and girl. They're twins, and they are sirens, which are like mermaids in a way, but you know, like in the Haitian, you know, that Caribbean culture, you know, they're evil. You know, sirens are evil.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're not good. They're very manipulative, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, so these sirens today live on land,
Mm-hmm.
and they have a territory in which they stay in. So they blend in with humans, and we get to a point where sirens start disappearing, and so these two siblings they try to go on this quest to figure out why they're going missing. And they're part of a hierarchy family. So it's like their job to do that. and the hierarchy doesn't necessarily believe that they're ready for that. So they take it
Yeah.
upon themselves to go and figure things out and find out that there are a lot of hidden secrets within the hierarchy,
Yeah.
and also that it's very closer than they thought it would be.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
Cool. Nice. So where can we find you? Like, how can we follow you to keep
Um,
up with you?
yeah, so all my social media platforms are the same. Kahari Zayan, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok,
Okay.
LinkedIn. It's all the same.
Awesome. Kahari Zion
Yeah.
on, spell that for them.
KHARRZYON.
Awesome. Again, I definitely appreciate you being here.
I appreciate you
It
having
is
me.
such an honor, and I appreciate all of you for tuning in. If you are watching this for the first time, put one heart for me. And if you're watching this, the replay, put two hearts and let us know where you're watching from. I definitely appreciate all of you for tuning in. This was amazing. Thank you again. You can follow me on all my platforms. I'm Gratita Holiday on Facebook, and on Instagram and TikTok, I am Joy Tant. And of course, on YouTube here, hey, it's Time with Joy. Thank y'all, and I'll see y'all next time.